Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to have fun with this because we got another one. Drew Titan, Bronze on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. That's a Painful Excellence podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, we got another one. Let's do this roll call real quick because this is an interesting story. This might be something you know about or not know about, but we're going to talk about this because this is under the radar. And I don't think enough noise is being made about this. So allow me. Let's do this roll call real quick. Beautiful. Love is the word. Salute. Amanize. Salute. Mind of Matza Musa. That's right. We pepping up in here. Tay, future ex-wife, what up? How are you? Thank you. I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate that. Kane, the bad guy, my brother. What's good? Eric Jordan in the building. What's good? Eric H. What up? Dr. Mark in the building. What up? Chilltown Majors. Rod Neal. Steve L. The Mac. My bro, Paul Carrot. Salute. The Quiet Storm in the building. Salute, man. Much love and appreciation. Josh, what's going on? Mark Wonderland, Utah in the building. 88 Sports Talk. Salute. ES, what's going on? Mona D in the building. What's going on, sis? The legend, Derek Gaines. What's going on? Yes, sir. Charles Jameson, what's going on? How y'all feeling this fine evening? Louis Hinton, Naughty Ray. Reset Common Sense, salute. Cop Killer, what's going on? No Smoke in the building. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. So we got another one. LeVar, what's going on? Yep. Listen, it's Quiet Storm. We're going to get to all of it. The man on the left is former MLB player Trevor Bauer. If you don't watch baseball, don't worry about it. Just know that this is a $1 million athlete. And for you to get paid on an upside of $50 million to throw a baseball, that's talent. Let me share a story with y'all. Went to play. I think I shared the story before. I went to a cookout, and we were playing a pickup game of baseball. The guy on the mound, right? He says, "Yeah, man, I pitch in the minor leagues." And I'm like, "So, Picasso, what's going on?" I'm like, "So what? Throw that damn thing." He said, "You sure?" I said, "Throw the ball, man. We grown." This is back when I was in my 20s. But now the Mexican, salute. Man. Now, no doubt, Mona D, we all need to do that sometimes. I feel you. Good that you're back. So I said, man, just throw the damn ball. Man, this dude threw that damn ball. The dude that was catching it, I already heard the pop of him catching the damn ball before I even swung the bat. Twice that happened. I said, all right. No doubt, Quiet Storm, we're going to get to it. That's okay, because we need to make noise about this. So, and that guy was in the minor leagues. So the dude at that cookout was in the minor leagues. It was a white guy too. And he was throwing some heat. So can you imagine these guys in Major League Baseball? Whoever was paying this dude said he was worth $50 million. And you'll see what's going on. Now, the women on the right side, take note of this picture, y'all, because you're going to see it again. The name of my show tonight is Trevor Bauer Obliterates a Bandette, and the women are silent. Now, y'all might be asking, Drew, what the hell is a bandette? What is a bandette? Well, it's a play off words. That poor soul, Cynthia G, refers to black men as bullet bags. She tells black women, if you're pregnant with us, to delete the pregnancy and she refers to us as bandits. I said, well, that's cute, because everything that she describes about a black man, it really doesn't pertain to me, which is why I really don't take her serious. I just think she, women who failed in relationships and failed in life, they find comfort in listening to her. Instead of saying, hold on, what's wrong with me? They'll go to her and say, okay, it's not me, it's them. Facts, data, and statistics prove that it's not us, it's them. They are banging the majority of the dudes that ain't worth a damn. But you can't tell them that because it's never their fault. Young Hollywood, salute. It's never their fault. That's another topic. But she calls us bandits. So I said, well, these chicks that hustle up under her and listen to her, Kevin Samuel's been dead almost 2 years now, right? Have they found their husbands yet? I'm keeping track of this. Every year that goes by, I want to know how many marriages that they help. Cynthia G and all these other chicks. Dr. Umar, Kendra G. How many people have they brought together and gotten married? Help assisted in getting married? How many couples have said, yo, thanks to you and your advice and us following you, holy matrimony? I'm just keeping count. I just want to know. So I think that's fair. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Gnarly Ray, what up? So I just want to know, because the man's gone. We let him go. He's gone. Has anybody assisted the black community in moving forward? More marriages, anything? Because he was the problem, according to the women. He's gone now. Almost 2 years. Has it gotten any better? I'm checking the data. Nothing's changed. So I'm just checking. If it changes, let me know and we'll talk about it. But that term bandette is what I call the women now. But here's the thing, it's not exclusive to any race, culture, or creed. It's all of these bitches. Because as you can see, this is good old Becky that got a hold of Chad and she tried to do him dirty. Thank you, Drip. It's gotten worse. Thank you, Love is a Word. It's gotten worse. They partied and celebrated and made t-shirts. Oh, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead. Almost 2 years later, that bitch is still single. And it's gotten so bad that y'all listen to this new maniac, Prince Sella, and she's telling y'all women to turn to each other. Shahrazad Ali predicted this back in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. She said, years from now, society is going to convince black women that black men are not worth it, and they're going to tell you there's going to be a movement telling black women to turn to each other for comfort, for sexual gratification, to move forward in life. I'm telling you. And it's happened. Eric Jordan says Cynthia G just reasonably hot, demonetized. I known that would happen. What? Whoa, when did this happen? That happened? When did this happen? Today? Yesterday? When? When did this happen? She must have, all right. Maybe you know what's crazy? It probably wasn't, if it was due to an insane amount of complaints, I'm going to say, you ready for this? It may not have been men in abundance complaining on her because they don't listen to us. It may have been women. It may have been women complaining on her. It may have been women complaining on her. She may have pushed the wrong button. Don't be surprised if it was a bunch of white women that are married to black men that said, you know what? This bitch gotta go. Because I got myself a good Raheem. And it's bitches like that that said he was corny.
Whoa! What?
Called him lame, and I picked him up.
Whoa! What?
So I don't know what happened. This is news to me, but I want to find out. A few days ago, Eric said, a few days ago, said she has a new channel already. Wow, good for her. Quiet Storm in that super chat. He says, support black media, man. Salute to you, man. Quiet Storm is everywhere. Salute. And you know what I want to do, y'all? The brother Wrench Turner. I can't believe that brother's not over 1,000 yet. DP Rocker, salute. Somebody put Wrench Turner's link in the chat for me, please. And let's get his watch time up, and let's get his views up. Let's get his subs up. The brother Wrench Turner. I figured he'd be way over 1,000. Let's get the brother up. Speaking of supporting black media, let's support Wrench Turner. He's a good brother. So now, bandits versus bandettes. There's no versus because bandits, they're bad. The black men that Cynthia G does describe, here's what's real. They do exist, but they're not in abundance. You see, when she talks about bandits, it don't bother me because that doesn't represent me or any man that I have direct contact with in my family. I'm sure there are bandits in my family, but I don't deal with them. It's as simple as that. When I got older, I knew a few bandits, and I had to, you know them since kindergarten. Once you get to junior high school, they move it a certain way. Once you get to high school, it's like, uh-oh, I gotta like get away because birds of a feather. I don't want to be associated with his nonsense. So when you get older, you leave stuff alone. Yeah, we got to get Wrench Turner over a G. You dig? Yeah, get him over that stack. Over that stack. You know, and so I don't mind her talking about those type of dudes because I know those dudes exist. They need to be put in prison for whatever it is they're doing as far as breaking the law. But let's not get it twisted. They exist because the bandettes enable them. And the story that I'm going to share tonight with this woman, this is a bandette. All she's missing is the Hamburglar mask. And this man got jammed up. He had to go pitch in Japan now because of a lie that he couldn't speak on for what, a year or two? But he did something very good, and we're going to review it. He did something very good. 88 Sports Talk, my brother in that super chat, much love and appreciation. He said she got 300,000 doing all that capping. Bauer worth over 100 mil. I'm glad he countersued her for defamation. That's why she ended up settling. Yeah, let's get to it. Let's get to it. 704 Joe, salute. Night Train, my brother, what's good? Let's get to it. Now, already I'm going to tell y'all, I don't know how this is going to work out. This ain't my channel. So, if they stop me, I might have to restart a live. If I get a flag, I might have to go to my boxing channel to like I did last time. But I started to play the audio on this, but I said, nah, y'all gotta see the video. Y'all gotta look at this woman's face. So we're gonna call fair use and let's do this. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is good. Fair use, y'all. This is for educational purposes.
Yesterday, we discussed the conclusion of former Major League Baseball player Trevor Bauer's lawsuit stemming from an alleged sexual assault and Bauer's recent video in which he released his side of the story with receipts. Joining me now to discuss that is Bauer's accuser herself, Lindsay Hill. Lindsay, I mentioned Bauer's video in which he provided some receipts that, I'm going to be honest with you, make you look like a clout chaser, or I know some people are calling you a cleat chaser because admittedly you were chasing after several high-profile, wealthy baseball players.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear a clout chaser or a cleat chaser? Because this woman has a reputation. Look at her. Look at her. This is who did this. Now, Pete, fair use.
Trevor says everything was completely consensual. He also released these text messages that came out in court indicating that you had planned the whole thing out. So I want to read some of these texts from you to a friend between the two of you before you met Trevor this one. Next victim.
I need you to look at these texts, y'all. These are the texts that was given in court. I'm sorry to keep stopping it, but y'all please look at this. Next victim. No, I'm gonna let her read it. Look at this.
Star pitcher for the Dodgers. Okay. Victim is an interesting choice of words. I'm going to allow you a chance to explain yourself. But after you agreed to meet, you asked your friend what you should steal. Your friend answered his money.
She's talking to her homegirl. She asked her friend, what should she steal? Her friend says, his money. Look at Becky, y'all. Fair use.
He says, another one from you to a friend. I'm going to his house Wednesday. I already have my hooks in. You know how I roll. With a screenshot in which you told him, tryouts don't scare me, Bauer. Pick a day and I am there. Here are some more after you and Trevor met up. Net worth is $51 million, to which your friend responds, bitch, you better secure that bag.
Whoa! That's kind of pretty before it gets started, ain't it? Oh, Froggy when he courtin', he did ride Crambo. Froggy when he courtin', he did ride Crambo.
Go! Are you kidding me? RBN, Real Bravado Network. Salute to you in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Welcome. Eric Jordan back in that super chat. He said, oh, it's the Brittany Renner of baseball. Oh, yes. But I watched this and I said, you know, I want to hear her explain this. Edgar, what's good? I want to hear her explain this. First of all, we just started. Are you reading this? Let's get to it, man. Fair use, y'all. Fair use.
Your text, need daddy to choke me out, being an absolute whore to try to get in on his $51 million.
Y'all go ahead and read that.
What? What?
You hear this? You see this? Do you see this? Phenomenal Mexican in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. He said, guarantee you there 3 more athletes in her box. You know what? This is crazy. We're going to get to it. And this is the biggest fumble Drip, my brother in that super chat, much love. He said, bro, you see why I left the music business? Yes. Yes. Bro. Oh my God.
What the fuck?
This is crazy. Fair use, man. Back at it.
You say this wasn't a setup. How can you expect anyone to believe that?
That's a great question. I really appreciate you having me on to even have this conversation. Obviously, there's a lot going on around this, so I really appreciate people who are asking questions about it. The first thing I want to say is, I think that Trevor did this intentionally with the text messages and how he framed this video. There's several things in it that are not correct. And I just want to start out by saying, it's so valid for people to question those text messages. But the root of the problem here is that he is presenting this as one conversation, when in reality, he had thousands of messages to choose from, took those, made it look sequential, which it was not. There is no combined screenshot of those things going on one after the other. And as I said last night as well, there's no text message that ever exists. Otherwise he would have, put it out there, combining, anything about a setup through rough sex, finances all in one. Those were handpicked, and they were from multiple different conversations all before we met up. And I think that the video in general doesn't even talk about what actually happened between us two, which is what would have come out during a jury trial. These were all messages that happened before. And then of course the video is so valid as well for people to ask questions about. But I do think that video was entirely misleading. He also references the restraining order hearing, which people also have questions about. He says that he was cleared of any wrongdoing, which is actually incorrect. In our civil case, the judge had actually ruled that he had not been cleared of any wrongdoing. And that was a federal court judge. So
Now. Anthony, what up, man? Who believes anything that this smut just said? Who believes anything that she just said? Anything. I don't care if there's text in between that's missing. Welcome, Don Ram, my brother. The point is, she didn't deny saying what she said. Furthermore, in court, I would imagine that they'd be like, no, and show us the text in sequential order. Oh my God. Shut up! Rough sex? Yo, she walked in his damn house. He threw her on the bed and he was like,
I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before.
And then blasted her.
Bukaki.
Right in the face. And for that, she deserves $50 million. Shorty don't believe her at all. Fair use.
So I want to get to the domestic violence restraining order hearing as well, but I mean, so you're saying that it's misleading because you're admitting that you did talk about rough sex and wanting rough sex. You did talk about him needing to choke you out. You did talk about stealing his money, but it's misleading because he put them together in the same video as if you had said it in the same conversation when in fact it was separate conversations, correct? That's why it's misleading.
correct. And as well as not showing, the messages that occurred after where it discusses it strictly in the term of, being a baseball wife or something like that.
Or something like that. Okay. I'm just curious if you know, like, the statistical likelihood of you texting your friend premeditated texts saying you wanted him to choke you out and steal his money, take his money, and him actually choking you out, and those two things not being related?
It's a really, really valid question.
Listen, it's a really, really valid question. Listen how many times she said this.
And like I said, I think you would need to look through each conversation. Those were handpicked.
I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before.
You're gonna love my nuts.
Bukaki.
Right in the face.
But I can, like I said last night, completely own the fact that those were overly sarcastic, overly inappropriate to some.
Overly sarcastic. Anthony Bolton, what's good? Overly sarcastic. Are you hearing this? Phenomenal Mexican in that super chat. He said she wanted to get hit with every WWE finisher. Yeah, she wanted the stunner, the rock bottom, into a figure four with the frog splash from Eddie Guerrero and Rob Van Dam, into the RKO into the choke slam through a table, a flaming table at that. Thank you, Anthony. She literally broke it down how she gonna do it, not trying to justify and victimize. This is what I'm saying. I can't believe her lawyer let her do. Well, the case is over, and the reason why she's doing this is because part of the case, I believe it wasn't even a settlement. Part of the settlement was usually there's a gag order. Okay, this is settled, but you can't talk about it. But Bauer was like, no, I want to be able to talk about this. Real spill. What the fuck? Wait a minute, y'all. I'm sorry, I didn't hit mute on one of my joints. My bad. Salute to Amanaz back in that super chat. He said he could only pick them if you said it. Thank you. Rev said the old school Boston Crab. Bro, this is where we at? Are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. Look where I paused the video. Look at her face. That's who she is for real. A sad bitch. Phenomenal Mexican back in that super chat. He said she should get hit by the real Mr. Sacco. For real. Get that bitch the mandible claw. Wait a minute. She probably used to that.
I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever come on you before.
Take that.
Walk in this nigga house.
Where's the beef?
In your butt. Yo, RBN, you are so right. Jermaine Dupri, before social media, he had a camcorder set up in his bedroom. You know why? You remember the BET version of MTV Cribs? He had a camcorder set up in his bedroom. They was like, what's that for? Ha ha ha. He said, yeah, ha ha ha. That right there shows that every woman that I bring back here is consensual. I was like, yo, brilliant. Camcorders, yes. Eric Jordan back in that super chat. He said, can't turn a Becky 304 into a housewife. Exactly. Word up. Coming at Mr. Bauer's house.
Where's the beef?
Yep.
Beefy.
Oh. But you know what time it is. She got a stink box.
You got to wash your ass.
I'm unloading the magazine on this bitch. David Scott III, my brother, what up? Shauna, what's good? Yeah, that's throwback. Camcorder style. Fair use, y'all. Let's hear her dig a hole.
May seem. And it does give off that impression about clout chaser and totally attention-seeking behavior, but I just feel that they have, nothing to do with what actually took place. But it does cause a lot of questions as to why I was, seeking Trevor out. But at the end of the day, there was nothing about a setup with violence and all of this stuff and getting financial gain. It was strictly, a 25 or however old I was at the time, girl trying to get attention from those things and phrasing it in a sarcastic way before we met.
Okay, so I've got a couple other questions on that. So you said in court that he sexually assaulted you on 2 different encounters, and you say the first time that you say he choked you unconscious. Clearly the insinuation is you didn't like it, because now you're calling it an assault, but why did you make the drive back to LA to meet back up with him a second time if this man had just assaulted you by your own account?
Shut the fuck up!
This is a quagmire. Someone SA'd you, and you go back? Y'all hear this, right? Y'all seeing this, right? Fair use.
I think that's a really good question. How I phrased it and how I in the past is that I was so embarrassed.
Wait, hold on. I think y'all missed it. She clowned her just now. She said, I think that's a real good question. And she said, I agree. Now she clowning her because she don't believe her. Every time I pause this video, look at her face. Village brother, what up, man? So she went back to get, she went back to get choked. My brother Drip back in that super chat, he said, but you can't film a person in the sexual act without consent. So JD dodged a bullet if those women don't sue. No. What he said was, the video's there. He put the camcorder there to make sure it's consensual, meaning he lets them know what it is when it comes in the room and he hits record. If the shorties be like, no, there ain't nothing popping. And I think the nigga had shit set up around his house. And this is the 90s. Quiet Storm said, blonde crash test dummies. Man, her box, oh my gosh. Her box is probably something. You remember that movie, The Black Hole? Oh my gosh. Maximilian spinning shit up in there. Fair use.
By the first encounter, that I felt something, deep in me to go and take the power back and to be better and to...
Pause! Bring that back for a second.
Felt something, deep in me to go encounter, that I felt something, deep in me, 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 felt something, deep in me to go, felt something, deep in me, 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 felt something, deep in me to go, felt something, deep in me to felt something, deep in me to go and take the power back and to be better and to be what he wanted in a sense. And so I don't know. There's been a lot.
You look at her face. Do you see that? The journalist was like, yo, look it up. And she's like, she is so full of ish. Her eyes are brown. You see this? This is classic. Fair use. This is must see. Fair use.
A lot of, through all the processes, witness experts on the psychology of what happens when you are assaulted, XYZ. But there was something in me that felt like I needed to make it better in a sense.
Okay. But you texted Trevor before you met him, telling him you liked rough sex. Then you texted him after your first sexual encounter with him, which you now call an assault. And according to court records, you told him after that sexual encounter that you had, quote, never been more turned on in your life. That's not really something that someone says when they were just assaulted.
This woman needs to be put in jail. Sue, the man's a millionaire. Sue her for what? She ain't got shit. You see this? You see this? This is great, bro. Fair use, y'all.
I think it's a super valid question. Everything you're asking me.
If this bitch says that this is a good question again, you
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Shut the fuck up!
Is a super valid
I agree.
question.
That's why I'm asking him.
Totally.
Nope, we gotta bring that back.
Super valid
I agree.
question.
That's why I'm asking him.
Totally. And I think that I'm not, that's what expert witnesses are for in court in terms of the psychology behind that and responses to abuse and things like that. But like I said, I was just trying to make myself feel better about myself after what had happened the first time. After the first time I left without any markings on my body, my face was fine. I could go to work. And I thought that the second time would be like the first time minus the things I told him I was not comfortable with.
Yeah, so you mentioned the markings on your body. I want to play a portion of his video in which he plays I would say, interesting video of you in his bed. Watch.
In August of 2021, Lindsay Hill's claims were heard in court. And during those legal proceedings, critical information was deliberately and unlawfully concealed from me and my legal team.
Now, just a minute. I have this whole video. I'm going to play it. This is just a clip she's playing. I have this whole video. I'm going to play it. Listen. If this dude got sisters, they need to find this bitch and beat her up. This deserves if the term ass whipping is applied to anybody, it's this chick. She tried to ruin him. Quiet Storm in that super chat salute. He said, Drew, we can drag her for the next 2 hours, laugh about it, and be done with it. But the reality of the fact is, there is a simp out there that will still wife her up and marry her after all of this. Brother, you are correct. You're correct. You're correct. You are 100% correct. Because you know what? She's the standard of beauty to certain people. And my God. Oh, that's a very valid question. Bitch. You had this man jammed up so bad, he had to go throw a ball in Japan. Japan! Now, I did hear there was some other shit with him. I think he had like disciplinary. He was disciplined by another team at one point it was something, but that's unrelated. It has nothing to do with this right here. Anthony said the same thing happened to Derrick Rose, but he actually received restitution. And I think she may have did jail time. Bro, the girl with D Rose, she eventually admitted it and said it was, man, this is enraging. Fair use, y'all.
Information like this video, which was taken by Lindsay Hill herself the morning after she claimed she was brutally attacked, emotionally traumatized, and desperate to get away from me.
See that?
And now we have the metadata, so there can be no dispute. It was taken mere minutes before she left my house on the morning of May 16th, 2021, without my knowledge or consent, of course. In it, you can see her lying in bed next to me while I'm sleeping, smirking at the camera without a care in the world, or any marks on her face. I think it paints a pretty clear picture of what actually happened the evening of May 15th and why the video was originally concealed from us.
Ooh.
Lindsay, I think there are a lot of sexual assault survivors who would say you don't look traumatized there and you don't look beaten. And this is allegedly after you say that he brutally attacked you and you had bruises all over your body. You had bruises all over your face. I don't see any bruises there. And I certainly don't see a woman who's just been traumatized by something horrible.
Wow.
Again, super valid. I think that I woke up that morning and the best way to explain that video is I hadn't seen my entire body yet. I had no idea what had happened considering, you know, I was unconscious for most of it. I had no idea what had happened to my full body.
But if it was
Oh my God.
that severe, wouldn't you already feel pain? Wouldn't you already have bruises on your face? I mean, you say that he punched you in the face, but where are the bruises?
Yeah, so that's something that has not, you know, been publicly released or he won't talk about. But over and over again in this process, we have handed him pictures that were taken between 20 and 30 minutes right after that video was taken of the bruising starting to develop, of the scratching, and it has been time and time again verified through metadata. It was a matter of being in the correct lighting, the spacing to take the right thing. And another difference is, you know, iPhone camera versus a Snapchat recording and things like that. So there is solid bulletproof evidence of those bruising marks, scratches, things that were provided to their team from day one.
Believe all women, right? Believe all women, right? I think, see, 2023, we're in October. There's a possibility that this bitch right here may be the worst bitch of the year. This right here. This. And this is Becky fucking with Chad. This isn't even a black thing. This is a woman versus man thing. I can only imagine if this was a black dude. Holy shit. But they fucked around with Michael Irvin and they found out this year, didn't they? That smut out there lying, right? This bitch is talking about lighting and everything. She's smiling in the bed. He's asleep with fucking the eye rest on his head, sleeping. And she's smiling. You see, social media, see, these motherfuckers be telling on themselves, do they not? Teach, what up? This is what I'm saying. Now, this is recent. I just want to know, because I know a lot of y'all get curious and you know, it's healthy to find out what's being spoken about. Is this story popping up on your algorithm? Are any of the Bandette channels talking about, oh, this bitch is making it bad for us because she lied? Is anybody holding this bitch accountable? I'm asking for a friend. Are they calling her out for this? If they did, that's cool. It ain't Sports Talk back in that super chat. He said, yo, White, what the fuck kind of light do you need? Shaking my head. Exactly. I ain't, you know, listen. Let's just call it what it is. I'll just say this. She would bruise easy. He's a professional athlete. He throws baseballs at over 100 miles an hour. I think if he put mitts on her, it would have shown up within seconds. Yeah, their skin marks instantly. Brickface versus Becky. The thing with Brickface is, she's up there. And I ain't done with her. I'm not done with her. She lied and had all these bandettes mad at black men. And that smut lied and got paid for it. And none of these smuts came out and said, you know what, she lied. She's making us look bad. We think we have a valid argument against these brothers, and then this bitch coming out with a brick in the face. Everything she said was a lie. So it's between brick face bitch and Bandette Becky. Ooh, City Boys up. City Boys up. I did see that. There was a white guy outside screaming at her, oh, why'd you blame a white man? Why'd you blame a white man? And I looked at the comment section, and there was a lot of people saying, hey, man, you know, black men get blamed all the time. That's true. But you know what? Can I ask y'all a question? I need y'all to keep it a buck. Because this is going to sound so cliche. I got a lot of white friends. Question. Let me ask y'all a question. If your white friend said, man, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. I mean, she a black woman. Why she had to say that, you know, somebody from my ethnicity did all that shit to her? It'd be my luck. I'm anywhere near that state and I get pulled over and, you know, they start fucking with me. Does that white person have a valid? Does that white person that you know have to hear, well, for 500 years, black people? I mean, deal with the situation as it is. Reverse the roles. As a black man, you know, we get blamed for a lot of shit. A nigga bitch just blamed black men for going up, a black man that don't exist for going upside her head with a brick. And we dragged her for it because she lied on us. A white woman drove her car into a pond and drowned her kids. Y'all remember that? And then what did she say? A black man stole my car with the kids in it. Y'all remember that? I said, man, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. So now here comes Carly, because she got some nobody loves me type thing and has a problem with her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend. And she blamed some white folks. She blamed the whole family of white folks. Y'all play Resident Evil? I do. She blamed the Bakers from Resident Evil 7. She found some child on the road and the Bakers jumped out the bushes and tried to feed her some toxic shit, and she got away. It was all a lie. These bitches are batting 1,000. They're getting caught all over the place. I know, but we bandits though. And men ain't shit. Let's leave color out of it for 2 seconds, because this is a man thing, right? This is 3 women in under 3 months getting caught in some serious lies. And Brickface bitch, she need to go to jail. Still on her bumper. Fair use.
So it was a very brutal attack in which you were very bruised, but we couldn't see the bruises because of the lighting. I want to move on here. So Trevor mentioned in his clip that you withheld evidence, more evidence, and later posted on Twitter after being asked if your lawyers were aware that you withheld evidence. He said, it appears her lawyers had the evidence the entire time. Speaking specifically about the video of her laying in bed next to me with no marks on her face the morning after she claims I brutally attacked her, an email containing that video was sent to her attorney before the domestic violence restraining order hearing in 2021, and it was never turned over to us. Perhaps that's why he insisted on adding his name to the released parties section in the settlement agreement. There was also a 12-day span of texts between Lindsay and 2 of her closest friends immediately following the incident that were deleted. We asked for them in discovery for the restraining order hearing, and they were not turned over. Why did your lawyers withhold what seems to be very exculpatory evidence for Trevor?
You know what? That's something my lawyers would have to answer, and that's his issue with them. Like I said, there was an email. I provided absolutely everything I had. And a key fact about this that no one does know about is that that video was actually the first thing that I handed over to Pasadena police, and it's on body cam footage. So I did everything to hand over all of that stuff. It was my first time in a legal proceeding, and I did what I was told when I was told to do it.
Yeah, you mentioned that you went to the police. Why wasn't he arrested, do you think? Or, no charges were brought on him. Why do you think that is?
That only the Pasadena Police Department would know that. What I do know is that I handed over my phone and computer because I had nothing to hide, and I interviewed with them. I did everything they told me. We have a 28-minute pretext call that's recorded that's never been public. That really explains a lot. And what I do know is that Trevor refused to talk to the police, refused to give him their phones. So I'm not really one to speak on that. I just had to let it play out.
Yeah, I mean, if I was accused by a sexual partner who had given consent to have sex with, that I was now being accused of sexual assault, I probably wouldn't talk to the police at that time either. Why didn't you turn over the text with you and your closest friends? Is this 12-day span? Why didn't you turn those over?
They really focus on that a lot. And like I said, I did everything in my power. I sat up there and I testified and said, I don't have access to this on this backup. Can you please get them from Pasadena police? I would have given everything, like I said, from day one. And so I was really an advocate for getting all those texts because I knew that there was nothing in there that would,
And the police wouldn't release them to you?
I'm not sure. I was the one, like I said, who said in court, please get them from the Pasadena police because I do not have access to them.
But if the Pasadena police can give it to them, they could give it to you as well, no?
I don't know. I mean, I asked my lawyers. I don't know if Trevor's team had done that as well. I just did. I was so overwhelmed at that time that I was more than willing to cooperate with absolutely everything.
So you said last night in your interview with fellow
Detroit, BC, salute. This is the face of a liar. This smut is lying. She's oh my God.
Blaze TV host Alex Stein, that you said fully prepared to take this case to trial. But Trevor says that your attorneys approached him multiple times trying to settle after all of this incriminating evidence for you was released. Is he lying?
Y'all hear that? She said they were prepared to go to trial. But Trevor said her lawyer team approached him saying, yo, let's settle. Now, the host just asked, is he lying? Let's see what she says. Fair use.
I actually have no idea how the settlement came about.
I never thought that'd be a lie so bad that it could possibly break the internet. Why isn't this like the #1 story everywhere? Bro, can we say this? Can we say this year? Was the Johnny Depp trial this year? Or was that last year? I forget. The Johnny Depp, Michael Irvin, Derrick Rose, Tia Mowry, this bitch. Yo, Shorty's down bad this year. Bad. This bitch lying on white people that don't exist. This, bro. And I want to know, are the Fem-Bots, are they speaking on this? Don't worry, we got you. Fair use.
Again, that would be, I don't think people really understand that I'm pretty far removed from the process of lawyer versus lawyer.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, surely you give your consent as to whether or not you want to settle.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And it actually is a really big bummer that this case is not going to trial because all of the evidence that has not been public, including the other accusers and all of those things.
I don't want to talk about the other accusers because I'm here to focus on you. If they want to talk, I'd love to talk to them, but this is a separate issue here. You agreed to the settlement, but now you're saying it's a bummer it's not going to court. I don't understand how those two things jive.
I think that I really had to take into consideration my mental health. This litigation is never ending. And I think the bigger question, and Alex said it last night, if he really wanted, to clear his name or, press charges for fraud, which he did not do with me, he did with the other woman. I think the bigger question is, why did Trevor settle? And why doesn't he want to take this all the way? And it's because of the chance of cross-examination and all the evidence for my case.
I mean, I think that that's an assumption that you're making, right? I would say maybe Trevor wanted to settle because you're talking about your mental health. Couldn't it be that he was tired of going through it as well, especially if his case is to be made that he's being falsely accused of something he didn't do? You both consented to rough sex. You had a safe word, and you didn't use it. And you don't want your name to be tarnished for all this time, and you just want it to go away. I think.
Y'all hear this? You hear this? They consented to rough sex. There was a safe word. She didn't use it. And even with all of that, she ain't had no bruises on her face. Fair use.
That it's terrible that you would say he didn't want to settle because he didn't want all of this to come out when you yourself also settled. I don't think that that's a fair statement at all. So my last question, as part of the settlement, you disclosed that you received $300,000 from an insurance company. How did you con an insurance company into paying you any money? And does that money just go to your lawyers or does any of it go to you?
She said, did you con your insurance company to pay her 300 stacks? And she wants to know, does it go to her or her lawyer team? And now I pause the video again and look at her goddamn face. Godfather.
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people. You cannot make this shit up.
Do you believe her?
Bullshit.
Fair use.
Yeah, I wish I could speak more into that, but I am prohibited from talking about that part. So I wish I could go more into detail, but I don't believe I would agree with you on the word con at all. So,
okay.
So I'll go into that more.
Yeah, I mean, Lindsay, I don't like it when men are falsely accused of doing things and they have their livelihoods taken from them. And it's done by someone who is, speaking out of both sides of their mouth saying, well, I wish that this had gone to court because if it did, boy, let me tell you all the evidence that you could be seeing, but now you can't. And also then settled the case. I don't find that to be credible. I will leave you with this. I want you to learn your lesson on pursuing public figures. And I would ask that you stop sliding into my friend Alex Stein's DMs.
Ooh!
Thank you very much, Lindsay.
I really respect you, and that's nice to end that way. I really do respect what you have to say, and I hope there's a day that you can see the real truth of the situation.
All right, thanks for joining us. Thank you very much, Lindsay. On pursuing public figures, and I would ask that you stop sliding into my friend Alex Stein's DMs. On pursuing public figures, and I would ask that you stop sliding into my friend Alex Stein. Friend Alex Stein's DMs. Friend Alex Stein's DM. Friend Alex Stein's DM. Friend Alex Stein's DMs.
So she has a friend that this smut was sliding his. She does this for a living. Smoking, talking, the building, salute. She does this for a living. That was the pipe bomb. She says, I don't like what you're doing. And by the way, I don't know who Alex Stein is, but that bitch was in her friend's DM. Uncle Pecos.
Whoa! What the
Thank you very much, Lindsay.
I really respect you, and that's nice to end that way. I really do respect what you have to say, and I hope there's a day that you can see the real truth of the situation.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I have so much more to say on that, but we've got to We've got to go to a break. I wish I could see the truth in it too. It's just that all the evidence that I'm seeing, has been provided, isn't quite good for Lindsay. I want to thank our sponsor now. We're going to take a break. I want to thank.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo. Okay. Why don't we go straight over to Xavier, my brother? What up? Why don't we go straight over to let me see. Let's go over to Trevor Bauer. Fair use, y'all. Now, this is his side of the story. Fair use. This is Trevor Bauer's side of the story. Philip D, my brother, salute. Now, Pete, this is his side.
Star pitcher for the Dodgers. A text Lindsay Hill sent to a friend before she ever even met me. What should I steal? She asked another in reference to visiting my house.
One of the biggest problems in our society is food.
Take his money. So how might that work? I'm going to his house Wednesday, she said. I already have my hooks in. You know how I roll. Then, after the first time we met, net worth is 51 mil, she said. Bitch, you better secure the bag, was the response. But how is she going to do that? Need daddy to choke me out, she said, being an absolute whore to try to get in on his 51 million, read another text. Then, after the second time we met, former Padres pitcher Jacob Nix told her, you got to get this bag. I'll give you 50,000, Lindsay replied.
They're having full-blown conversations on how to G this dude. Do you hear this? You hear this? You reading this? Quiet Storm back in that super chat. Much love. He said, Drew, I'll say this and be done with it. What if Trevor wasn't a millionaire and he didn't have the resources to take this to trial? Boom. How would it have worked out for the man? Oh, yeah. He would be done. Yeah. You know how many men can't afford to even take it this far? And they got to eat all of this, reputation trashed. These women get paid out. What about the college student that was on his way to the NFL and because of that bitch lied on him? What was her name? Ruined his whole career before it got started. Then it came out that she lied. And she got like $1 million settlement. And they were like, yo, you lied? She can't pay that money back, and she can't give him the years that he lost back. Man. You right, Quiet Storm. Now listen to how Trevor handled this.
Her AA sponsor asked her at one point, do you feel a tiny bit guilty? Not really, she replied. Since then, her legal team has approached me multiple times about coming to a financial
Did you hear that?
Asked her at one point, I'll give you 50,000, Lindsay replied. Her AA sponsor asked her at one point, do you feel a tiny bit guilty?
Y'all know what an AA sponsor is? That's Alcoholics Anonymous. The bitch has a drinking problem. Oh my God. Yeah, Brian Banks. Brian Banks. You know, I need to revisit that. Brian Banks. That chick, oh man. Just Sparks, salute. That I can't say what I want to say. Her AA sponsor.
Not really, she replied. Since then, her legal team has approached me multiple times about coming to a financial settlement. But as I have done since day one, I refuse to pay her even a single cent. In August of 2021, Lindsay Hill's claims were heard in court. And during those legal proceedings, critical information was deliberately and unlawfully concealed from me and my legal team.
Mm.
Information like this video, which was taken by Lindsay Hill herself the morning after she claimed she was brutally attacked, emotionally traumatized, and desperate to get away from me. And now we have the metadata, so there can be no dispute. It was taken mere minutes before she left my house on the morning of May 16th, 2021, without my knowledge or consent, of course. In it, you can see her lying in bed next to me while I'm sleeping.
She took video. Now, what did my brother Drip just say in here? She took video without his knowledge or consent. See? That's the part that he was talking about. Now, she's in violation. Kanisha Rice, yeah. I wonder what that bitch is doing now. I wonder what that Bandette is doing now. I wonder what that Bandette is doing now. Maybe I should call up and try and get her on a goddamn stream. The smut that she is. The dirty smut that she is. Fair use.
Smirking at the camera without a care in the world, or any marks on her face. I think it paints a pretty clear picture of what actually happened the evening of May 15th and why the video was originally concealed from us. After hearing the evidence available to her, Judge Diana Gold-Saltman found that Lindsay Hill had misled the court. She found her claims to be materially misleading. She denied her request for a domestic violence restraining order, and she found that no sexual assault or non-consensual conduct took place.
There you go.
Now, some of you might not know about restraining order hearings. I know I didn't, but I've since learned that it's extremely rare for a request for a restraining order to be denied because the standard of proof that you need to obtain one is extremely low. So you can make of that what you will. The fact is, I was never arrested. I was never charged with a crime, and I won the only legal proceeding that took place without my side of the story even being heard.
There you go.
And most importantly, as I've said from day one, I never sexually assaulted Lindsay Hill, or anyone else for that matter. So I sued her, which prompted her to countersue me. Quite frankly, regardless of the outcome in court, I've paid significantly more in legal fees than Lindsay Hill could ever pay me.
You hear that? And that's the boss shit. Healer, what up? He pays significantly more in legal fees than that bitch could have ever paid him. And you want to know why? I'm going to let him tell you.
In her entire life. And I knew that would be the case going in. But the lawsuit...
He knew that would be the case going in.
Lawsuit was never about the money for me. It was the only way for me to obtain critical information to clear my name. The discovery process in that lawsuit recently concluded, at which point Lindsay Hill's legal team again came to us with another proposal to resolve the case. This time, however, they weren't seeking any money from me.
You hear that? You hear that? You hear that? It wasn't about the money. He wanted to clear his name. He knew that. And then when he sued her, she tried to countersue him, and the legal team came back to him and said, look, can we settle this? See what I mean? He did his thing. Fair use.
Having received much of the information that had been hidden from us, a small portion of which I've referenced here.
They hid information aside from all of this. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I was willing to agree to the terms proposed. Both parties would drop their respective lawsuits, and neither of us would pay either side any money. I also retained my right to speak publicly about the case.
He retained his right to speak publicly about the case. This was so bright of him.
Something I have not been at liberty to do since June of 2021.
He has not been able to talk about this since June of 2021. Since this has been in litigation, you know he was labeled as a rapist of some sort of freak, some sort of animal.
So, as of today, both lawsuits have been settled. Now, over the last 2 years, I've been forced to defend my integrity and my reputation in a very public setting. But hopefully this is the last time I have to do so, as I'd prefer to just remain focused on doing my job, winning baseball games and entertaining fans around the world. So today, I'm happy to be moving on with my life.
Yeah, Jeff, we said that earlier. There's going to be somebody that's going to smash her, but they're going to be 10 times more careful. Y'all see this crap? How many of these man-hating channels pick this story up and say, this bitch making us look bad? Did we not drag Will Smith when he slapped his friend? Huh? Style Point, what up, man? Salute. Did we not drag Will Smith for that? We call it how we see it. Brick face lady, call it how you see it. She's a liar. She's a bandette. Exactly, Quiet Storm. I have no sympathy for that brother. He got money. He'll be all right. Brickface bitch. She blamed a man that didn't exist. Carly blamed a white family that didn't exist. The bitch that tried to blame Michael Irvin for something that never happened. They had to pay him. Yo, he lost a TV deal and everything off of that shit. And you know he got a reputation dating back to the 90s. Thomas, what up, man? Exactly. That brother had to go. Bauer had to go to Japan to continue his career because of this dumbass. Willie Lowe in the building. Original man, salute. Yup, yeah, I just heard that. Demonetized. I heard she got another channel though. I don't care what they do with her. Starpoint said, did you see the new girl that said a dude pulled a gun on her for not giving up her number? No, I ain't see that. And I think look, I don't believe none of these bitches. They have to have I want all women to wear body cams. That's what I want. Chris Felton, salute. Yeah, I want to know. I don't know what she got demonetized for. Yeah, welcome down, Ram. That's what we talking about. Carly, whatever the fuck her insecure name is. She blamed a white family that didn't exist. They snatched her off the road and put her in the chat. Yeah, well, you know, we talking about this bitch that lied on Trevor Bauer and have him playing in Japan for 2 goddamn years because she lied about getting choked out. But the text came out. She was scheming on his bank account the whole goddamn time and told people about it. If you go to the front of the show, I got all of it. The bitch was on I forgot the name of that show, but we went to the front of the show. Replay Gang. You'll see it all. It's cringeworthy the way this woman is caught lying. And it was so bad that when Bauer turned around to sue her, her lawyers and legal team said, all right, look, we got to settle. They had no case. And I like what he said. He knew the amount of money that he spent on this case, she would never be able to pay him. He's a millionaire, but he can afford it. It was about the principle of it. His name is more important. But the fact that he had to go through all of this over a lie. This is just another day of being a male. You know, there's something floating around on social media. It's a TikTok video, but I saw it on Instagram. Somebody shared it. And it looks like a dude crying. It's a white male with a beard. Turns out he's a transformer. And his beef was he's lonely. It's lonely. And he's crying on TikTok. It's lonely. No companionship is lonely. Dudes got a hold of that and was like, man up. Stop acting like a girl.
Whoa!
Go! Y'all remember the story I did? The gay chick that paraded around as a man for a little while, and she got so depressed being a man, she eventually offed herself. Y'all remember that show? She was in therapy because being a man, she couldn't take it. She couldn't take being a man. So when she revealed to her co-workers, hey, guess what? I'm really a woman. I was doing an experiment. You know what the dudes were saying? Okay. And when they asked the dudes, well, what did you think of her? You know what the dude said? They said, honestly, we thought he was gay. There was nothing she could. She was gay, but she was a gay female parading as a man. And the dudes that she hung around with at the new job, they just thought she was gay. They was like, oh, we just thought he was a gay dude. That's, you know, we ain't treat him any different. And what did she say she noticed? She was sympathetic towards them. Because some of those guys was talking about how lonely they were. No, they wouldn't complain about it. They would just, she would like fathom, oh, well, he goes home to nobody. He must be lonely. And it's like, it played on her. You see, men and women are wired different. But that's another conversation. Go back and look at the show that I did on that. She couldn't take being a man for like I don't even remember, it was a year or so. And she offed herself. I couldn't believe that. That was crazy. So this transformer with a whole beard talking about, oh, it sucks being a man. It's so lonely. Dudes clown that video. Dudes was like, man up, you sound like a girl. It was a girl. Hello, welcome to manhood. It's lonely at the top. There's still dudes walking around right now. Dudes in their 30s are virgins. Some of them is by choice, but there's others that just can't get any. They don't have enough game, or they look a certain way that they can't help. They ain't offing themselves. I'm not saying they ain't depressed. I'm not saying that that hasn't happened. But it's tough being a man, but we learn to deal with it. Throw some ethnicity on it. By the way, the person crying in that video was a white male, a white tranny. Throw some ethnicity on it. Black. Right. I see dudes every day. I know they got it bad. Well, you know what? Let me not say that, but I'm like, woof. There's a guy I see waiting for the bus almost every day. He's about 5'9". He got to be about 400 pounds. He only wears black or dark brown, and he got Coke bottle glasses. I can't even see his eyes. His pants are mad big. He looked crazy. And I'm like, man, you're a man. You need companionship. But I look at him. I'm like, I don't know what woman is going to, you know what I mean? Yeah, Willie Low. Okay. It's hard out here, man. But as you can see, there's no escape. This man, Trevor Bauer, is a millionaire. And look at what he bagged up. Yeah, Thomas, that dude, I never saw him wear, and it was hot this summer. I never saw him wear a bright color. And that's another thing. Never saw him with a t-shirt on. He always had a shirt and then had like a light jacket, and it was like 90 degrees outside. So he's ashamed when he looks in the mirror. That sort of thing. It's like, oh man. One of those things, man. So Trevor Bauer obliterates the Bandette. So let's get that started. Whenever you see a chick out of line, let's call her Bandettes. Because, you know, according to Cynthia G, we're the bandits. Those bitches are the Bandettes. This is a bandette trying to get in this man's pockets. Brick face bitch. Came up 70 grand or something like that. She's a bandette. She's a liar. And no, bitch, you thought we forgot about that? These bitches is making it unsafe. And shout out to the dudes that says, you know what? I'm 32. Next 3 years, I'm gonna be making a strong 6 figures, 300,000, 400,000. And I'm looking around at my selection and this ain't it. I'm gonna explore my options worldwide because I can afford to and I reserve the right to. So whatever. What was that bitch name? Lindsay? That's her name? Lindsay Hill is her name? Whatever, man. Her name's not even important at this point. You know, at the end of the year, let's do the worst bitch of the year. Worst bandette of the year. Bandette. Bandette. The worst bandette of the year. Because this bitch, what's her name? Lindsay Hill? That's her name? She's right up there. Is that her name? I'm just aggravated with the thing. What's this bitch name? Lindsay Hill, that's her name. She need to be in jail for lying and wasting the court's time. Taxpayers' time. Adam 22 will pick that bitch right up. Yeah, where's Brickface now? She should be on all kinds of podcasts. She should be on a Breakfast Club. I'm sure they've reached out to her. Bitch sound like she gargled gravel and coffee. That bitch be going to fucking McDonald's with the old people in the morning. Let me get a fish sandwich and a Sanka. Looking ass. Get the fuck out of here. Let me get out of here, man. I gotta get up in the morning, man. Salute to everybody. The Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chats. I didn't read anything. My phone be bugging. Sorry, y'all. Be talking this boxing in the AM. And we'll be back here Friday, man. Much love and appreciation to everybody, man. I like it here. And I'm going to try and find an extra day to do this show again. Because this is popping. I love it. For real. Yeah, salute. And I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Later.